Hi everyone, my name is Brian Romeo, and today I'm going to be making an egg casserole. I make this egg casserole all the time for brunches. I can have it for lunch. It's really versatile, not a lot of ingredients, and it's super delicious. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to put 12 eggs, a half a cup of parmesan cheese, a cup of cottage cheese, a splash of milk, some salt and pepper, and a half of a medium onion into the blender. Then we're going to put some cheese in it and bake it for a while. Then we're going to add some cheese at the end and we'll be ready to serve. The great thing about this egg casserole is it's super versatile. You can add bacon, you can add sausage. For vegetarians, you can add peppers or mushrooms, anything you like. It's super easy. So let's get started. I'm going to start by putting my onion in the blender. I'm just going to give it a big chunk. Dice. So just like this, I'm going to throw it in the blender. Then I'm going to add my eggs. I'm just going to start cracking my 12 eggs. I like to do it in a separate dish so I don't get any shells in the blender. That wouldn't be very good. Actually, that's not true. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. So this is something that my mom makes. We used to have it for Easter all the time, and we'd have it for Mother's Day. It pairs well with pancakes. It pairs well with bagels. My mom makes Bellent's casserole. It pairs really well with that. I made this for lunch before, where I'll have it with like an arugula salad. It's my favorite. And what I love about it too is that it stores really well. You will never come to my house for brunch without having an egg casserole. The other nice thing about this recipe is it's really flexible. One time I got confused and I put sour cream in instead of cottage cheese, and even that was good. So it's really easy to play with. Alright, next I'm going to put in a half a cup of parmesan cheese. It doesn't have to be exact. And then I'm going to put in a half a cup of cottage cheese. Fresh cottage cheese here, so I'm using my half cup just so I don't have to do as many dishes. There's 1/2 and 2 halves. I'm going to add a splash of milk. Any milk will do. Got a new thing of milk too from grocery shopping. And then I'm just going to put in some salt and pepper. You can do as much or as little as you like. So then the last step, I'm going to cover my blender. I'm going to let this blend for like 2 minutes. You want to get your onions all purified in with everything else, so it's just one smooth piece when you throw it into your cooking pan. Alright, so that's all blended now. So what I'm going to do is before I pour in my egg mixture, I'm going to take a cup of shredded cheese, and I use the pre-shredded. You can shred your own if you want. And you can also use any cheese. I'm using the Seriously Sharp cheddar. Just kind of eyeball. I do like half the package now. And then you're going to take the other half and add it to the top of the eggs the last 10 minutes of baking. That's about half. And at this point too, if you were adding sausage or bacon or vegetables, this is the point where you would add it in before you pour the egg over it. So I'm going to just pour the egg in, and I've pre-greased this dish. Just kind of get it all around evenly. It'll spread out. Try to get every last drop. So I'm going to let this bake now. I'm going to put it in the oven, let it bake for about 40 minutes until it gets a little brown on top, and then I'll add my cheese for the last 10 minutes. But it varies, and you just kind of have to keep an eye on it. But once you do it the first time, you'll get the hang of it. So I'm going to put it in the oven. And let it bake. And your house is going to smell really good because that onion really gives it a nice smell while it's cooking. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, so the casserole's been cooking for about 35 minutes so far. I wish you could be here. It smells so good. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm going to take it out so we can put the rest of the cheese on. So you can see it has a nice little golden brown on top around the edges. So now I'm just going to put the rest of the cheese on and let that get nice and melty, and then it'll be ready to serve. Just pour this on. We get it nice spread out so it'll melt all over evenly. Even it out a little bit. Then it's going to go back in the oven for about 10 minutes. We'll be all set. Alright, so we've had some time to cool this off. I'm going to cut it. I usually cut this into about 12 pieces. So do like 4 across, and then I do 3 down. And then I'm just going to put a piece on it. I love a corner piece. I'm just going to grab a fork. Oh my god, that's so good. I can't wait for you to try this. I'm Brian Romeo, and enjoy your eggs.